This is Roger with Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2007 Ford F550 Super Duty regular cab. It's an XL, which is a work truck package. It's a 6.0 turbo diesel. It's two-wheel drive. Obviously, it's a dual rear wheel, and it has a very impressive work bed on it. We bought it directly from a maintenance company here in Tucson. This truck has been gone over mechanically. Obviously, it's going to be a work truck, so we had to make sure that it's very mechanically sound, and it is. We brought it in, and this is what our inspection looks like, and this is what we did to it. It got a bulletproof EGR cooler, Ford oil cooler, got new coolant, Rotella oil and filter, got a new ABS module, steering stabilizer, speed sensor. The water pump is new, thermostat's new, fuel filters are new, air filters are new, and a couple things that I left out, which are obvious when you do the full bulletproof package with the EGR cooler and the oil cooler, is that there's new coolant in it also. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around. I'm going to show you what's going on here, what it's got. Jason's going to come out here and help me in a second and start opening doors and show you what's happening here. It's pretty self-explanatory. Even though it is a work truck, it's got, I believe it's 126,500 miles on it. We've already dealt with the usual issue, which is the EGR. The EGR cooler and the oil cooler are both handled, so that concern is taken care of. Tires look like they're on the front, look like they're probably 70 or 80%. It's got a lot of tool storage here. The rear tires are pretty low on tread. You could probably use some rear tires. Jason's going to come back here and demonstrate the lift. How many pounds is this thing?
I didn't see the ratings.
I think we saw it somewhere on this guy. There you go. I think somewhere along the line we saw like 1,300 pounds.
Probably 16. I don't see it.
It's a pretty heavy duty lift. Most of them are at least 13. So assume the worst is 13. It's probably more like 16 or 17. That is a pretty heavy duty looking lift. So I would say the only thing this truck needs now really is some rear tires on it. Well, that's one long utility bed. I wonder what this thing costs. It's a fortune for that thing. With the lift and that bed. That bed's got to be, what, 15 feet long? Easily. Bet you it's 15. All right. I'm gonna fire this thing up. Look at it. Let's do it under the hood. There's your mileage, 126,533. This thing's gonna go quickly. I think we've had 3 or 4 of these things in 10 years. And they last about 5 minutes. Obviously 0 blow by. There's your Ford stamp there. New battery on this side. Ford stamp there. Ford stamp there. Ford stamp right there. The Ford stamps indicate that it's original front end parts. If they crash a vehicle, especially Fords, they just buy cheap aftermarket parts. So we show people that it's got the Ford stamps. If they don't, then the part's been replaced. We have seen that several times over the last 10 years where you'll see nothing there, and that means that the part's been replaced. Which can be okay, but definitely tells you that something's happened. In this case, nothing's happened. This thing actually has an XLT package. It's got nice cloth seats. It has power windows and locks. What makes it more of a work truck is the vinyl floor. So this thing was special ordered. It's got a power stroke. It's got the diesel motor thing, but doesn't have the full. Guide in here. It just has the motor guide. Interesting. If I stole that. The front tires look like they're probably got. The more I look at it, it looks like they're more like 70 to 90% tread, and then the rear tires look like they're about 5% tread. You're probably going to need to buy 4 rear tires, especially if you're going to drive it home. So let me tell you what the size is here if I can find it. Let's see. Looks like it's 14 something. You know what? Let's see if I can see it better on the other side. If you go to discounttire.com, let's see, discounttire.com, you can use our discount. 245 70 R 19 and a half. These are obviously going to be load rated. Tell them you got an F550 dually and they'll tell you what to put on it. If you go to discounttire.com and you buy them before you come to pick it up and before it ships out, they'll give you the tax-free deal if you buy them on the phone. They'll give you the tax-free deal. They'll give you our tax deal. And then they'll probably give you a 5 or 10% discount off the online price. And we'll have it installed, have them installed before it ships out or before you drive it home. They're not really that expensive, believe it or not. They're not off-road tires, and they're not, you don't have to go with huge name brand stuff. Most people aren't driving this thing on the highway, very far at least. So, anyway, let's see. Radio. Radio works fine. It's got a CD player. This is a very upgraded work truck. Alright, let's see, got tow haul. There's tow on and off. Let me turn the air down. The air is blowing ice cold. We're going to go for a ride. Alright, this thing's on a clear title. It has been mechanically poured over. The bugaboo of all... Oh, I forgot to put on my seatbelt, didn't I? The bugaboo of all 6.0s is the EGR, which we all know. That's been handled. So there's really nothing going on here. Now, it doesn't mean that nothing's going to break. We're not Nostradamus. If we knew what was going to break, and we were able to buy cars that we knew were going to be perfect for the next 10 years, we would be Donald Trump overnight. We could go to the auction and not buy the bad cars and buy only good cars, and we'd be billionaires in a week. Okay? As far as today is concerned, it's a great truck. I mean, really great. It's got a very expensive bed on it, nice lift. Probably needs definitely needs 4 rear tires, and that's it. You change the oil and filters on a regular basis, this thing should be good to go for a long time. And by the way, when you do the oil change, use Rotella oil. Don't pour in some street oil from Circle K or the convenience store. That's not going to work. All right, not good for them, for any diesel truck. Make sure that no matter what kind of diesel truck you have, whether it's a Duramax or a Cummins or a Power Stroke, that you use the oil they tell you to use. God. It's unbelievable. Don't do that. Don't use crappy oil. That's a huge deal. Alright? That's my speech for now. By the way, this our roads right here, we're actually like kind of four-wheeling. Because we pay 8.1% taxes. That's not good enough to get good roads. So here we are driving down four-wheel drive road. Let's see. If you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay tax and dock fees. Dock fee is $250. Tax is 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. So if your state tax rate is 2% or say 3%, you add it to our 2%, you can have a 5% tax and a $250 dock fee. If you pay by wire and ship, all you pay is the agreed upon price. There's no dock fee, there's no tax, nothing. You just deal with whatever fees you have to pay when you get plates on it in your state. Once we receive your wire, we will fill out the title with your name or your company's name and address. We'll notarize it. We'll scan it into your online file so you'll see it before it even mails to you. We'll even scan in the envelope that we send it in. You'll be able to see the title that we got from the company that we bought it from. Everything that we know, you're going to know. There are no secrets here. It's the internet, has billions of people on it. We send vehicles to Germany, to American Samoa, to Tortola. They go all over the place. We don't need to bullshit anybody, okay? So it's a very cool thing. If we tell the truth, we don't get yelled at. If we bullshit, we get yelled at. Boy, this thing runs great. Anyway, I'm on the frontage road right now, which is where a cop likes to sit right next to that pole and wave at me sometimes. But that's on a weekday. This is a Saturday morning, so he's not there today. I usually get the slow down thing when I'm there. So anyway, there's what we're doing here. And even with the low tread tires on the rear and super stiff suspension because it's a 550, it's got a nice ride, really nice ride for a 550. You'd expect a little more bump than this, and it's just cruising along. Runs great, air's blowing cold, windows and locks work. Buy some rear tires for it and change the oil and air filter once in a while, and this thing will go forever. Let's see, what else is the speech? Let's see, deposit. Deposit's $500. Once we receive your deposit, we'll put your name and a banner over the truck at wheelkinetics.com, and you'll know it's yours. Until then, it's for sale. The last thing I'm going to say, I kind of touched on it already. It's not under warranty anymore by Ford. Ford bailed on it, you know, at X amount of miles and X amount of years. Their engineers didn't know what was going to happen to it after those years and miles. If they did, if they thought it would go 200,000 miles in 15 years without any problems, major problems, they would have given it that kind of warranty and they would have sold it for $30,000 more. Basically, they're saying we don't know for sure what's going to happen after that many miles or years, so we're out. Well, they built the damn thing. So if they're out, then that probably means that they know that they don't know. And we don't know as much as the people who built it, okay? So there is risk involved, is what we're saying here. There's no way for us to know that an injector's not going to go out, that there's not going to be something wrong next week or in 3 years. We just don't know. So there's risk involved. If you don't like risk, don't buy anything used. This truck runs like crazy. I mean, it's got tilt wheel, it's got cruise. Excellent running truck. I also remember that we did the ABS module. That's about a $650 part. So the ABS module's been replaced, which is nice to know that, especially on a big rig like this. You need brakes. Anyway, the reality of it is, it's a nice truck, but if it needs an injector the day you get it, go get an injector. We're not paying for it. All right, so just keep it real. If
If you need a new one, go buy a brand new one for 40 or 50. Thank you.